Hello, everyone. Welcome to Ladies of Sosa podcast. My name is Sarah Benjamin.
My name is Christine Ladu.
And today, well, first, let's introduce our guest. I'm sorry. My bad.
We're
KK.
back with another video.
We're doing this again.
No, because that was the energy that you need. Because let's be honest with ourselves. You the baddest shawties to do it in the fucking game. You the first to do it. So whenever they copying off of y'all, they gonna know the fucking energy. Because they gonna know y'all the ones to do it. Sosa, South Sudanese women are the ones that are doing this shit in the industry.
Come on. We love our flowers.
When it's a studio, they gonna be talking that shit again. Because guess what?
Period.
I'm gonna be right down their side and be like, the women did it.
Okay.
Facts.
Shut up.
Hey,
That's
we
it.
receive it.
Hey,
You see the
Shout out
vision.
to our ladies.
Big purr.
All right,
Listen.
KK, go ahead.
How y'all doing? It's me again. Your favorite person on the show. Salam alaikum ya Junubin.
Okay.
My name is KK. My full name, I cannot give it to you again. If you saw the last episode, then you know it. If not, go watch it. Get that extra click in. Then we're going to move on forward.
Period.
Next person.
Willie Lokiru, I'm back. Let's run it. Let's go.
Run it.
I'm ready.
Hey, guys. It's Emma Liera. I'm back again.
LA Leakers.
I know that's right.
Oh, and we just want to thank you guys for all of the support and want to let you know that this is an open roundtable. So if you have smoke for anyone on the table, any of their perspectives, feel free to comment it if you're not able to actually come
Respectfully.
in person, or send a voice note, a video. If you feeling confident, we will put it in because this is for us, by us. So we want everyone to be collaborative and just suggest topics, everything. Just thank you for the support.
Can I add on to that? Personally, if you're going to be disrespectful to me, come on. Pull up.
Okay.
Pull up, nigga.
KK's
Pull
clapping back if y'all haven't noticed.
Pull
So
up,
you say
nigga.
something about him, just know he's gonna
Be
respond.
gentle with me.
Cheers.
Like, I like soft
up.
life.
Yeah, the
Be soft with me.
No.
Okay, no
Pull
smoke.
up today.
No, it's fine.
Alela, come today.
Not us.
If you need help with your ticket, I got you. Pull up today.
Yeah.
Problem, come see me.
Period.
All right. So today we're going to be discussing Africans adopting hip hop culture.
And how we see it in our community, specifically in the South Sudanese community. We touched a lot on like what men go through and everything like that in the last episode. So it is a thing. Hip hop culture is a big thing in America. It's a big thing worldwide. Until recently, as you guys can see, Afrobeat has been, picking up and taking its own life all around the world. People are starting to know it and love it. But before that, hip hop has been the one thing that, whether you're in Korea, you see the Korean rappers, the African rappers, like everybody, it's hip hop,
Yeah.
So it's a big culture. It's not necessarily just African
You know how they
Americans.
say everyone wants to imitate us, but nobody really wants to be us? type of
Right,
thing.
right. So that culture and what it promotes and stuff, it has certain characteristics that, we can see moving to America as immigrants. A lot of people, when we first moved here, a lot of people didn't have a lot of money. So you might have been moved to maybe not the best neighborhoods
No,
or
you in the
whatever.
hoods.
Yep, you're in the hood, basically, and you're
Yeah, talk to
outside.
talk. You're right next to the
And-
black people. Yeah.
Exactly. You're listening to the rap music, watching the video. A lot of the young guys wanted to emulate certain stuff, and we can see how.
Before you go with that narrative, can I give them the
Yeah,
flowers?
interject,
Let's
yeah.
let's talk the flowers that they deserve.
Mhm.
Because let's talk about it.
I love that.
African Americans were in a specific spot where they came out, they got their culture taken away from it, and they created one of the best cultures on the fucking planet. Because ain't nobody gonna pretend like they're not the most influential people on the fucking planet.
Yeah,
Like, they
yeah.
ain't put they
No,
foot in
real
this
talk,
motherfucker.
real talk.
Like we
Yeah.
started off with jazz, we go into rock and roll, so we're not gonna pretend like they ain't invent most of the music
The
right
blues.
fuck now.
Yeah.
They
all
did their
that.
fucking thing, and we're not gonna play them like they ain't those
No,
people.
we're not
like
playing
they,
them.
no, that's what I'm. No, I'm saying to the rest of them
Yeah,
that don't act like
yeah.
African Americans ain't them dudes and ain't them
Right.
fucking people
Right.
because they did their thing.
Right.
Now, if we're going to talk about the outside forces, which we're going to get into, it's no disrespect to my black people because you are Africans and you are the people that put their fucking staple on the goddamn fucking culture's neck because
And
you
help
control
build
everything
this
right
country.
Can I also
Help
add,
does get there.
let me add on top of what you're saying? We got to sit here and understand no matter where you come from, we're no better than anybody else in
now.
this world.
They fucking
There you go.
Anyway, so let we can get into what we're going to talk about.
And those
So-
are all great points. You just got straight into it.
Yeah, and I love that you brought
Yeah.
up the positive before we get
Yeah.
into like,
Well,
the
we're
nuance-
not getting
not even
into
negative, but like the
negative.
nuances and like how
a lot of people gonna want
impact
this show and this podcast to be
negative.
focus on the negative.
Yeah.
Controversial.
We have to sit here and really put our best foot forward. No one's better than anybody in this world. Simple as that.
Yeah.
No matter where you're from, you are no better than the next person.
And that's why I feel like it's important to separate the culture from the people. We're not talking about African American people because hip hop culture is worldwide. There's Asians that take that on. You see the
K-pop.
white boys who, like it's not just for African American people. Not every African American person
But
fits
to
that
be
caricature.
fair, we say that, but a lot of people, like even Black people,
Yeah, it's important
We
to
see
be
that
clear.
as synonymous. Like
But
that's
we're
our
That's what's
culture.
portrayed.
So
Are we
when
gonna
you talk
are we
negatively
gonna
about the
look-
culture, you're talking about the race.
Can we acknowledge the fact that
So it's like we have to.
they're all guests in the culture? Like I'm gonna say this right now.
Mm.
If you're not
Everybody's
an American,
part-timing.
if you're not African, that's grew up in this soil, and you're not African American,
You're a
you're
spectator.
a guest in the culture.
You ain't on the court. You watching the game.
You're watching- you're a
the game.
spectator.
Even if you're a participator and you're a basketball player, you're doing what you're doing. You're still a guest in the culture. As an African, I'm still a guest in the house that they built.
Unless
That's
you
true.
are in America
Respect, yeah.
Okay.
and you live the
Oh.
American lifestyle,
Thank you for bringing
your
that up.
opinion, no matter where you're at and everything, whatever your credentials are, if you are not here, your opinion is not the strongest opinion. I'm sorry.
Right, right.
For us that live this lifestyle and live within us being Black men, no matter wherever you come from, you are thrown into this demographic.
Yeah.
That's when you can speak on it,
Whether
Right.
you like it or not.
whether
Yeah.
you like it or not.
Yeah.
But I would even challenge that even a little bit more. Even as a man that lives in this culture, I will never fully be
Divested in it.
divested in it because at the end of the day, their heritage, that's their
Facts.
that's their shit. This
That's
is
their
their cultural heartbeat.
Yeah.
You know when you have your cultural music, it hits you in your heart to a certain extent. It hits us similarly because
Yeah.
that's our people.
Yo.
We have the same
And I
similar
think-
Like
heartbeat.
yo, like
Yeah.
you be driving to your corporate job and like that.
Y'all see the
But
cat
it's- but
videos
Willie-
when he's
Yeah.
like,
Willie,
the
you
cat's
like, you
pulling
know,
up?
Really, what you're
Yeah.
saying, I agree.
Yeah.
But it also depends. The fact that if you are from the States, you really understand the diversity of location.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Where you're located within America, gonna tell you what kind of music you listen to.
Mhm.
It's gonna tell you what kind of characteristics that you kind of like try to personate yourself within, and that's the biggest thing. Because growing up out west, the stuff that y'all listen to here in Texas, I'm sorry, I'm still a new Texas
too much.
resident.
Yeah, same.
It ain't the same.
Not too much. In
Hey,
the
no.
Like,
Don't
no, I'm
disrespect.
not knocking
No,
it.
same.
Yeah.
Like,
I am
like,
not knocking. I'm just saying
As a fellow
there
Utah,
is a
I-
difference.
Out west,
Exactly.
out west
Y'all
in
both from
Utah.
Utah.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
a
yeah,
difference
yeah.
Y'all
of
ain't
having
gonna get it.
California influence compared to having down south influence.
So
There's
y'all
a
more
big
California?
They
We
are
are
No.
more
No.
Cali influence within our music, our
Yeah.
culture, and the way.
We're from
So
the
what
west.
does that mean?
They don't. No, here, let me
How about
let me
this?
get
I'll
on
tell
the
you
ass
this.
real quick.
He'll
though.
tell you.
Please
Okay.
do.
Let me get on the
Don't
ass
ever play
Because
with
don't play Texas like that.
Texas.
Because
in the
Texas has
South.
the smoothness, the lean, the whole Southern influence that y'all really rock with. Y'all got that.
We're not saying
that
anything
suaveness.
negative about the South. We're saying that
We're not saying
I know,
negative.
I know.
completely different
said
from
it's
what we
different?
come
Okay,
from.
so
Yeah.
what makes it different?
Very
I
different,
just
you
had
know?
to support it because like you ain't gonna pull
Emmanuel.
Pimp C like he ain't that
Emmanuel.
dog. Like we ain't.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this,
Texas
right?
does it.
Have you ever been told you spoke white?
Yeah,
Oh,
every day,
yeah,
every
all
day.
the time.
When
Yes.
I'm in a corporate environment.
People are gonna say that on this podcast about some of us.
Me and Willie
Literally.
can tell you. I grew up in Salt City, Utah. I pronounce all my words. I pronounce every adverbs in between all my synonyms. Like I can really sit here and
Yeah.
talk to you, and if you was to take away the video, I could sound to you like very proper, very
Like
white.
mountain.
And that's
we
an
say
asset.
mountain.
You
In
know,
Utah, we
that's
have a
an
thing.
asset.
We don't say mountain.
It
We
is.
say
It's
mountain.
not a
In
bad
Utah,
thing.
we have a thing. We don't pronounce our T's.
Can I get on both of y'all heads real
Listen,
quick?
wait. The word mountain.
Can bring the
Is
bring the
mountain.
Sorry.
microphone closer. Yeah.
The word mountain.
All in
Is-
your face.
We say mountain.
Yeah.
I'm going up in the mountains this
Mountain.
weekend.
Yeah.
Say it again.
I'm going to the
We're going
mountains.
Let me tell y'all both something.
Mountains.
Y'all both don't sound white.
Let's go to the mountains.
I'm gonna tell y'all this right now.
Mountains.
No disrespect.
I
This
say
sounds
count.
really
I say
bad
10.
from what I'm about to say. Y'all sound Sudanese, my nigga.
Haram alaikum.
You know,
I'm
no,
sorry.
Sudanese
Even-
literally, we
like-
barely enunciate.
Yo,
Like
you-
we
you
like
mean to tell me, like-
our accents are very minimal.
I can hear it.
You mean to tell me like you don't hear differences in South Sudanese?
No, I can hear both of y'all South Sudanese accents.
It depends on what age you came here.
How about this, Emmanuel?
Because Sarah
Bipsy.
doesn't have no
Bipsy.
accent.
Big Caucasian.
Bipsy.
Bipsy.
Yo, like my-
We want to
my-
get straight to the
my
point.
Let's really take out the
Yo.
Sudanese aspect.
my
Take out the Sudanese, right?
Mhm.
Do you hear the difference in slang of my people down in the
Depending
south,
on
my
where
people
they
out on
are.
the east coast, my people out
Yeah,
west?
you do.
There
Yes,
is a
for sure,
difference
for sure,
in
for
slang.
sure.
I have like
No matter
the
how we
Sudanese
adapt,
Australia.
I have cousins that grew up here, and I have my niece that grew up here.
it's
And like
different.
when I was coming, and she's like my niece is like 9,
Why,
10,
yeah?
and she's like coronavirus. I'm
Why,
like,
yeah?
what?
Listen,
I'm like coronavirus. She's like coronavirus.
like for real.
First off,
I'm
No,
from Tech.
but the younger generation-
Like, you know, like it's just
Like white-
you guys like they have a thing where they just extend a little bit.
Living out west.
And I know younger kids in the community who sound hood, like straight up, like, and that's where they grew up.
Yeah, I
The
did.
original Dallas South Sudanese Africans, we know Park
We
Points,
here. Yeah.
Park Lane, like all that area. Everyone
Okay.
lives in
Walnut
a park.
Hill.
Here.
That was back in the day when everyone
Hill,
was
Skillman.
humble. When
Yeah.
people first came from
I'll tell you.
Africa.
Bro, my mom still
the
tells me a
community was
story of
so
what you
tight.
did for me.
Sis.
Time out. We have to focus on the podcast.
Yeah.
But this is an important point
Yeah,
for
yeah,
all
you-
my
y'all
day
gotta get
one
to
Dallas South Sudanese. If
Please
you
take time.
know.
You talk, and then the next person
For
talk,
sure,
please, for the
for
love
sure.
of God.
Yeah. But okay, so I love how you guys brought up initially like how it's not about anybody being better than the other because I feel like that's
Facts.
always the narrative when we talk
Yeah,
about
no,
Africans
exactly.
and African Americans.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
a lot of African Americans feel like we're better than them.
Yeah.
And I love the other point that you brought up.
Blame
we,
them?
we cannot
Do
speak
you
on
blame them?
African
No.
American
Sarah,
culture.
do you blame them?
I don't blame
No.
them
I
can
because we
speak
do.
on
We
that.
do. I've heard it.
You
I've
hear
heard
it,
people.
you
I've
see
heard
it,
the narrative.
you
Yeah.
experience
Let's
it.
be-
Yeah.
Which is bullshit.
It is.
Yeah.
We're so venomous to each other as black people. I see that shit all the
Black
Worldwide.
time.
culture
Yeah.
across the board.
And it's because here, you know what, I'm gonna say this. I say this all the time. It's because our propaganda has worked on both sides.
Facts.
Because the truth of it is, when you first come to America, what's your first perception of America? You never think about an African. You never think about a black person that's living here in America. You think about the white people. Like the first time I came to Texas, my brother was telling me either New York or Texas. Which one did I choose? I chose Texas because I wanted to be on Texas Walker Ranger. I wanted to fucking move. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris, that ass.
Follow us.
Ramos kick, huh?
It wasn't even Chuck
I love
Norris.
it. I love it.
It was the black
Anyways.
dude right next to him. I said, "Yeah, I'm
Oh,
gonna be that."
yeah, okay,
I said,
yeah.
I'm gonna be that black dude right there. That's doing things against the law, and he's upholding it. But that propaganda made me realize. And then you come to the United States and you realize the truth, and you're like, "Oh my God!"
Yo, I feel like this jumps into a whole topic that we're not even.
Yeah, it's hard to stay on
Yeah.
But
topic.
it's-
It
Oh,
is.
we need to.
It's because like this whole the whole system is set up to hate yourself as a black person,
Mhm.
and so you will see other black person and you try to like put yourself above that. And let's be honest, African Americans do that too to Africans.
Mhm.
It's
Right.
like, hey,
Yeah.
like you know, like you just came here, so like you're lower than me.
You're
like,
lower
no,
than
fuck
me,
no.
yeah.
I'm not
No,
like, you know?
actually, you're lower than me.
Yeah,
Rock-
exactly.
Rock said
Exactly.
that.
It's like they like people want to play that game because the world has told you like that
Being black is a negative.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like somebody was talking about like
Who's
how,
blacker than
you know how
us?
like in
We're
Lion
like the
King,
bottom,
like in
yeah.
Lion King, like Mufasa and Lion
Yeah.
and Simba are like light skin and like
Move.
and like
Mufasa's dark.
and like
Not
Scar is dark.
Uncle Scar.
You know,
Yeah.
and then the hyenas are dark.
Yep.
You know what I mean? The subliminal.
Yes,
That's-
you're
that's been-
right.
They're
Power
like they're like
portrayed as
creeping.
evil.
Like even though we all say like, no, I didn't influence me, but like it's
It did.
it's
It's
subliminally.
evil. It's bad.
Like it's,
Yeah.
it's slowly like even just like the daily conversations like dark cloud. You know what I mean? Like that
Yes.
person has darkness in their heart. you
Yeah.
know?
Speak on it.
And then when it
Willie.
comes to like
Preach.
other things, it's like,
Lightness
oh,
always meant
oh,
more
that person is
better.
telling a white
Yeah.
lie. You know what I mean?
That
Like it's
person-
like it's like
Preach,
It's not that
Willie.
bad.
every-
Yeah.
everything
Tell
like everything positive is associated with white or light, and then dark is like, you know.
Yeah.
Like I said this because
Negative.
like I remember I was in
The
class.
You're like a dark cloud in my
programming.
life.
It's
Yeah.
programming.
like yeah.
Continue
Like
this
I
voice.
was in class one time and like in high school English, and like my teacher was talking about like Macbeth, and she was like, oh, it was some point we're just reading, you know, and she's like, oh, the person has darkness in their heart, you know.
But
And she kept saying
Hold on,
darkness,
hold on,
and I got offended. I don't know why, but I got
Wait,
offended.
thing real quick, and I make
You
a
know?
statement
Yeah,
that I'll
yeah.
always say. This is the truest statement I ever heard from my father. He said, the darkness will always show you the light around you.
Facts.
So when you see somebody,
But why can't the light show you the darkness around you? What's wrong with dark?
No,
The
no,
difference
no.
is-
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The
Freaking
people
me
who
out.
are dark are gonna show you which ones are the lightest path around you, or the people who can give you a light in their soul, because it's not about what the fuck they look like on the outside. 'Cause
right.
The truth of it is, it's like the darkness is necessary for you to get light. There is a necessary thing for yin and yang. It doesn't mean the darkness is worse.
But why?
Does not
Why?
mean the
But
light
why?
is
Let's-
worse.
let's
Why
bring
is
it back
why
to
is
the-
darkness
to the
associated with
overarching
bad?
topic.
Let's
Hold
like-
on, because the word is dark does not mean it's bad.
Mhm.
Because I live by the mottos like my skin is dark like oil. That's for royalty.
Yeah.
So
Talk.
being
But
dark
the
like
intention of the
oil.
word, the
like
intention of the
royal.
word is meant to be bad. That's what he's saying.
I know, and I
like in
understand that,
culture,
but
it
you gotta
is,
look.
you know,
You gotta look bigger than
And
that.
But that's in the
But
West.
look at it
Yeah.
like this: we're coming into
Yeah,
America,
in Western culture.
a
Yeah,
country
in Western
that has a
culture.
long history of slavery and
Yeah.
racism,
And no
as
culture.
extremely dark people, and we're coming in, and it's like I'm gonna be honest from my experience, growing up here from pre-K, you would, I might get
Go
ate
ahead.
up
You
on
gonna get
internet.
canceled?
Yeah,
Uh,
but
go-
I
say
have
some
to be,
stuff.
This
I
is-
wanna
this
hear
is
it.
my experience. I
Uh-huh.
feel like the bullying and like the trauma that we've been talking about the last few episodes, surprisingly to me as a small, when I look at my inner child, a small little girl, it came from people that looked exactly like me. And this is like a really like interesting thing for me, and it still perplexed me since a kid.
But do you
Like
see
the
that?
people that I thought would like accept me more, that I naturally gravitated towards,
Yeah.
had the most had the most, you know,
But do you
like
see that as coping, like deflection?
resistance
Yeah.
towards me.
internalized hate.
And I think that
That they
goes back
wanna-
to what they both
they
said.
wanna,
Like,
like,
somebody wants
based
somebody
on
to
their-
step on.
Yeah.
Take it out
Somebody
on them.
wants to feel better than somebody else.
Exactly.
And so, like, if you a little bit darker than me, I'm gonna take advantage of that.
Literally.
Even not even darker than me. You could be taller than me. You could be bigger than me. You could say your
No,
features
but
are.
now you
little-
can't
Listen,
in there.
I get you.
Tone in this
I-
situation with the history of the
I get you.
country, it played a big.
Your skin tone is the
Can I
biggest
Can I lead
thing.
this back to a conversation
yeah,
that we
yeah,
just had?
lead it
No
back,
clue
lead it
about
back.
So
lead it
I'm
back.
gonna, I'm gonna lead this back to, this is why when you're an immigrant coming to this country and you come through, now all of a sudden everybody's bashing a culture that
That
is not as ancient or quote unquote ancient or what the people pretend like it is than yours, and now you do the same thing that they did about
it's all
your skin
projections.
and about that.
It is.
So you do the same thing where you're like, oh, this is a young culture. They just talk about being slutted out. They just talk about
Correct.
hip hop, gang violence, et cetera, et cetera. When every fucking piece of music you ever heard in human history is about death, violence, gang violence. Like,
Facts.
don't get me talking about how every piece of music talks about the warlords, about the history of violence,
Especially in hip-hop.
about love, about sex. Everything
name
is the same thing that hip hop talks
By
about.
Lil
But then
Wayne.
apparently hip hop is worse because of what?
Because
Because it's a smaller culture,
oh, okay.
and they can be able
And the
to put their
biggest
foot on.
influence.
Mm-hmm.
But Emmanuel, we cannot ignore the toxicity that the music and the content that is talked about is having on the culture and Black people and our image as a whole. Like when you look at the internet with like the Sukihanas and the Sexy Reds, or like this is the new age, right? But back in the
Facts.
day with like the men singing degrading Black women and talking about like, you
But when-
know, having multiple women,
when did that
spending your
start?
money on drugs, alcohol, killing, violence, all of that.
Can I
like
challenge that?
it's a beautiful culture. I love hip hop. I'm a hip hop head. I love hip hop, but you
Pick
have
some
to
women.
address the toxicity in it too, and that's why I say culture. I don't say a people. Like
Okay, I'm gonna pick
How about this?
KK.
Miss Messina, we hear you, and the biggest thing is like when it comes to the music and the culture that's portrayed behind the music, because music is the biggest influence in this world. Simple as that. Music's going to portray a set of culture, a set of ideology amongst people. When did that music start getting to that level? Because it's more the fact that if you listen to the older hip hop, listen to Sugar Hill Gang. If you listen to all the Grandmaster Flash, and they was
It was
really
different.
talking about the
Yeah.
struggles within the people. When did hip hop make that switch from
There
the
was no switch.
There was
There's
no
a-
sense.
there
It's
was
always
no
been
switch.
about
It's
it.
always been the
It's
same
always
thing.
been the same.
Yeah, it's just the culture that
Listen.
like it just
no,
like
but it
the
was
militant-
call it
it
out.
was-
Let me
it
call
was
it out.
talking about
Sarah,
issues.
We
and
still have J. Cole's, we
Listen.
still have the Kendricks, but there's
Sarah.
also that segment of society. Like,
hip
there's
hop
always
did start
there's
out,
always
like,
been
for
that.
people to
Sarah
speak
and
about,
Emmanuel,
like-
I gotta tell you guys, you're not wrong, but I can tell you the switch happened amongst the facts of who would decided to push forward in the industry.
Stop out it. Let me be real. Let me be
I
real.
mean,
Let-
I
let-
can't
let me-
I can't disagree
I
with you
hate-
because
I hate
now
the
we're
fact-
seeing Sexy Red being pushed out a lot more, and
If
I
you
start to
try me,
I
then
start
you
to
trying
think
to
that
say
like
what's up.
why? Because I'm sorry, I don't hear no like super lyrical value or like I'm not
No,
like
they're-
she's not more
they're
talented.
there. They're just
Hear the
not pushed.
She's not
empowerment.
more,
They're not
she's not more
amplified.
talented than the other like a lot of other people.
Stop it right now.
Emmanuel,
Because
before
we're gonna
you
pretend
continue.
like fucking Moneybag Yo and all these dudes ain't really doing the fucking exact same thing with drug dealing. Like I hate this conversation.
We're literally
I'm not
talking about the
agreeing.
same.
I
I know, but I'm about to put a point that's really just as congruent as you need to understand. Like it doesn't matter because they view people the same way they're always going to view.
My question is, when did it start?
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yeah, let him get his point off.
I really do got to finish this point, and I want this to stick in people's fucking faces. Like at the end of the day, they still view African American culture as less. There's no amount of great you can do because we've seen the greats do they
No,
thing.
Koyom said last episode there's -0 for a reason.
Yes, and
How about
they
this?
will. Can I finish? Please?
Below 0.
Hurry up and finish. I can ask you a question, bro.
At the end of the day, like Sukiyana and what's called is just two artists. We had money back. We had dudes do the same fucking thing, but all of a sudden we're focusing on these women doing their thing.
They're being pushed.
Very explicit and being pushed.
Can we talk about this? Because we have multiple women artists who've been killing the game, right?
And
they've
they're
been
not
doing their
pushed.
fucking thing.
They're not
But
pushed to that
let me be
level.
real. They're not making as catchy music. I'm sorry.
What do
You mean to
mean?
tell me Sexy Red
You
music
mean
is
to tell
catchy?
me
Hold up,
Yes, it's catchy. It's good music.
Hold up,
Sorry.
hold up. Can I?
It is.
really
Okay, hold on.
Stop
Okay,
it.
some of it is
Sarah,
catchy. I ain't gonna lie.
Christina, hey,
It's so
Sarah,
much fun.
Christina, can I just take
Okay.
a solid 2 minutes? Just 2 minutes.
Uh-huh.
Nah,
I didn't even get to
Hey,
finish
can I-
my
Maybe
point.
one.
Cut it down.
Can I take 1
Can I
minute?
finish my point?
No, you are not making a damn point.
I'm gonna
At
make the point of
all,
like.
at all.
Here's my point.
Come on.
Are you trying to defend?
No,
Yeah,
I'm
are you
not.
defending it?
I don't know what he's doing. I'm trying.
My point is, yes, I'm defending them.
Let
because
him
here's the
land,
thing.
let him land.
At the end of the day,
Land your plane.
no matter what they do, no matter how they're presented as, that is not a representation of all African American people.
We
Because
didn't say
why
that
the
it
fuck
was.
is a musician?
We- but
Nobody,
that-
nobody's
no.
saying that it is.
We
But
didn't
y'all-
say that
y'all
it
act
was.
But like that does influence people.
It
Yeah.
does.
It
Influence
does.
the people who already thought the same thing about you.
No.
The people who
No.
already had the preconceived notions. Because
No.
a person that really knows black people and
if
really
I've
loves
never
black
met a
people.
black woman before, and the only one that I see is the one like twerking on the ground, like that's what I'm gonna
That's your
perceive.
Like,
Like my subconscious,
also
I
has
might
a
not
DNA.
like consciously say it like that's what black women are. Subconsciously, I'm picking up that that's how black women
You're
behave.
right.
Ratchet,
about that.
aggressive.
Yeah.
But how many other black
dirty.
And we
influences
know
we
that
got?
we know that they're not all like that. But you know it affects
Yeah.
all of us. as
Beyonce,
being black.
Multiple
Rihanna.
baby daddies. Like, come on.
Yeah.
The most
That's
famous
the
black
image
artists on the
you're
planet
pushing
are
for
black
us.
Guess
women.
what? Like an 11-year-old, 12-year girl, like girl watches that and she's like,
But
She
who-
tings
who-
it's cool.
that's how I need to be. Like,
Exactly.
you know?
Let's be real
What
ourselves.
Emmanuel's trying to
That
say is
goes to
like
parenting,
what Emmanuel's
though.
trying to say is that there's diversity
Goes to
in
parenting.
like the artists.
But, like,
Like
are
we
you gonna
have
be able to
different
parent?
artists.
He's saying they're
that are
gonna
doing-
think what
kid
they
will
want
never.
regardless,
Yeah.
right?
He's
That's
gonna
your
never
point.
But you gotta understand what's.
But that's
put in-
dangerous.
Yeah,
You
I would
could
never
think
do
what
that.
you
I would
want.
hate to say it. Who knows
You could
what
think
happens
what
in
you
shit.
want, but the fact just behind it all
But at
was
home,
being
not
pushed to
happening.
the media, to the popular
Masses,
vote, the
yeah.
masses itself, is the fact that Suki gonna show up to the VMAs, get on all four knees, bend over, have her ass up in the air. That's a fact. Is that our view of all black women?
No.
Hell no. But to the majority,
viral?
the majority of the
Yeah.
world, the population
It's
itself,
creating
to
stereotypes.
the masses,
Yeah.
It's
that stereotype is pushed
reinforcing
that
them.
you put a black woman from this type of demographic in front of a camera, that's how she's gonna behave.
Yeah.
Every race gonna look at you like, how come you're not
Like a
doing this?
caricature.
How come you're not behaving like this? What's wrong with you? Because
But
you're
no
wrong
matter
for
what-
behaving differently.
Yeah.
You're wrong for
Speak
being the woman that
You're
you
like-
are.
No matter the race,
Mm-hmm.
you can act however you want to act.
Amen.
But black culture then push the fact that we have to behave in certain manners. Like
It's
I told
not
you.
black culture,
Listen,
period.
wait. I will tell you, like us coming to America.
Hip hop culture. Be careful what you would.
No, it's not hip hop
Rap,
culture.
hip-hop
I
And
don't
coming
know.
to
What do you wanna
America
call
as
it?
immigrants,
They're not pushing
there
it.
is a
What do you mean they're
stereotype
not
pushed
pushing
upon
it?
us.
I mean, you cannot.
Who are the execs?
What you
No,
mean?
let-
Listen, I
let-
mean
Now
the
we're
fact
getting
that-
into it.
Shh, let Kiyom talk.
That's the
Kiyom, go ahead.
agenda to
Go,
push
no.
that.
And the agenda is to push pop culture and what they want us to understand and what kind of music they want us to listen to, what kind of behavioristic characteristics they want us to behave in. Because hypothetically, you have more Sukis, more Sexy Reds, you have more Gorillas. Listen, ready?
Glow really.
And then the
immaculate.
biggest thing amongst all black culture, from those that are doing right and those are on the other spectrum side of it, you can't tell the difference because all the women listen to the same shit.
Yeah.
All men listen to the same shit. We go to work, we up in Pushaisi. I'm going to corporate America, and I'm talking about get it back in blood. Like, be real.
But my-
Yes,
that's
but
my
like
thing.
like
Where's
white
the
people.
I feel like
representation?
White people were
allowed-
I feel like it's
for-
like people don't understand the difference between the art and the
and
the actual reality.
Correct.
You know what I
Amen.
mean?
But
Yeah,
it's not us,
that's
it's the people.
I mean,
And
let's
the perception
be
that's
honest.
put
Like
upon us, that's the biggest issue.
The female rappers nowadays is my pussy this, my pussy that. Like, they get it.
Y'all
The pussy
gotta
is
relax
amazing.
because our dicks was the same thing in like the early 2000s.
Like
How
nobody's.
bad was it?
What's the name of
Who's rapping
We
about
had a whisper song.
My dick
But here's the thing though. I feel like this is what black women are saying because it's painting.
What happened to the like? What happened to the like?
Painting black
old
women
R&B,
as
good stuff.
especially dark skinned black women. This is this is our thing. It's like it's painting this narrative. Yes, they are Sukihanas and like sexy reds, and they do deserve representation and to be validated. But this cannot be portrayed as the overall image because there are regular black women who went to college, who have corporate careers, doctors, lawyers,
but they're not
nurses,
being pushed
and
as much.
exactly.
And so the representation, like what's out
and
there,
black women are going to school. Hold on. Black
Okay.
women are going to school more than ever.
Of
What are we
course.
like the leading demographic
Megan
that are
did-
starting
Megan did
businesses?
exactly.
Like black women are making a lot of freaking strides. So I feel like it's just not fair to have
Christina.
that portray who we
that,
are.
like that.
Christina, can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Very, very simple.
Yeah.
How many times have you in your life said, "I'm FREE"?
Hey, shout out to Gloria.
Hey, look, she's smiling.
That's a good-
She's fighting back. She's fighting back the urge because at the end of the day, like I said,
No, that's a great
there's a
song.
lot of
You're right,
there's a
you're
lot
right.
more women that are doing well. There's a lot more women that are doing way better than men. And black
Men did
women,
do a
you
remix
guys,
to it,
I
though.
give you all your flowers, 100%, no questions. I respect my black women, but where do we draw that line of what we decide to associate with compared to what we decide to disassociate with?
Why do we draw that line with black men?
Wait. When it comes down to and also within black men,
I feel like
Willie, hold on.
Yeah.
Within black men itself, when do we decide what kind of music we want to push, what kind of agenda, and what's the persona of
I
the
feel like-
propaganda we want to put to the
I
world
feel like
amongst each other?
It's a separation separate the art from reality.
But when do we do
You know
that?
what I mean? Like a lot of people will listen to music and think that this is real. This shit is
I
not
know
real.
a lot
It's
of people.
rare.
You know what I mean?
Listen, I know a lot of people that
Like-
work Fortune 500 companies that want to put on a grill, a necklace, and behave in a certain manner that they're not.
Can we
It's
acknowledge the
like,
fact
bro,
that
I want to hear some hip hop when I go to work, but I'm not gonna
There's no-
behave.
Here's the thing.
like,
There's nothing
you know,
wrong with
like,
hip hop.
There's nothing wrong with
There's
it.
nothing
I
wrong
love me
with
some
hip
Kendrick.
hop. It's just like the negative, like
Name any-
connotations that come with
Name
it.
any other
that
genre of
can be
music.
negative
country,
and
country,
harmful.
country fucking music. Niggas don't even talk about it. This is my fucking
I
point.
do.
Like people talk about this shit like all of a sudden it's just hip hop. No,
Imagine-
it's all fucking pieces of music. They talk about the
Name
same
me
shit.
a genre of
When
music.
country,
What
we
music
learn-
genre degrades women and says that they're B words
Yeah,
and
it's
H
only
words
hip-hop.
and
We have
they're
country-
dirty
we
nothing?
have country
Only
music.
There's only this
I'll
type
wait.
of music where like white
Name me a country artist
country,
that
they
does
don't
it.
be talking about Roxanne and degrading her.
country
and calling
talk
her
about
bees
it
and
like
hoes
but
and
there's
say they
literally
don't do that.
Jolene.
No, Jolene broke a heart. That's it.
Let me
Jolene
tell
was
you,
cheating with this
there's a
girl's
difference, and
man.
y'all acting like y'all don't see it, and that's
That's
crazy.
bullshit.
But even though we have all these talented black artists who are like, storytellers and poets and like the J. Cole's and like who else?
They're
is-
not pushed mainstream.
like
as
country
much
like who is
as-
a female rapper that's actually like very
Rhapsody,
like talented?
like,
Rhapsody.
yeah.
Like
Rhapsody's
I
solid.
love. Yeah, it's like they're not pushing them.
But people don't know her.
They're not
like,
pushing them.
Lauryn
It's the
Hill.
push. We're not
Y'all
saying that they
are-
don't exist,
I ain't gonna
but
hold
it's like
you.
they're not being pushed.
And there's not enough
And there's a
exposure.
reason. There has to be a reason for that.
And what other
No.
genre of music literally, like when black women talk about not being protected, and it's like it's all like what culture disrespects their women to the world on a big platform such as music, which has such a powerful frequency and vibration, and it's like. When you say there's a difference
What the
between
influence?
from the art to the music, yeah, for you because you're wise enough to see that difference. But what about the young kids and the young girls who are looking at that and emulating that? And when you talk about South Sudanese who came to this country as immigrants, trying to be cool, trying to fit in with the American kids, trying to find, and being like, okay, this is the culture. This is let me sag my pants, let me go on the corner, let me do all this type of stuff. It does have real life consequences,
does.
and that's all I'm
Let
saying.
me dress,
Emmanuel can
behave,
say
and
like,
act
oh,
in
it's just
Spanish.
he got up. I don't want to speak while he's not here. But it's like I don't want to just like pretend like it's just like the imitation is different from reality or like every music. No, we got to talk about how like it is very toxic on the world. Like we look crazy. Our men are disrespecting us and talking about us and degrading us and like projecting this image to the world.
To the world.
And
To the world.
And it affects us, and they're pushing these Sukihanas and to make it look like the typical ghetto, loud, black, dirty, crazy, like sexually
But it's not
promiscuous,
even what y'all want.
like all of that, and that's toxic because that's
Very
not a
toxic.
representation of me. No shade to her, that's her journey and stuff. But it's like we work hard. It's hard to be a dark-skinned black woman immigrant in this country, and it's like you're already fighting so many battles, and then now you have to fight like when you meet someone, they're already thinking something of you before you even open your mouth, based on like the notion of what is being pushed as our image.
Yeah,
there are prejudice and there are expectations of you as a black man, and us coming to this country as immigrants, we didn't have to learn, adapt, and accept these prejudiceness. I did not know I was light skinned or dark skinned.
Until you came here.
That's hey.
No, for real.
Like,
I had no clue.
I get y'all like 100%. Like back home, we tell my cousin like I'm lighter than you.
Yeah.
But that difference was it's one shade. it was
not
never,
even half. Like
You need a microscope. You need a microscope.
it was a microscopic difference. It was never a difference of, bro, you really a lot like. No, it was never that.
Yeah.
So like I agree with you. The perception that was based upon you and what comes from the media and everything that's given to us from our music, from our films, from everything that's portrayed within black culture.
It affects us.
Because I can sit here, I can say I'm not the typical black guy.
Yeah.
I'm the type of black guy that will ask you about anime. I want to challenge.
Let's just address how Emmanuel keeps going. That's true.
Emmanuel,
I'm
so
the
go
topic
hold
of
The
the
that.
last few episodes, when that seat is empty, just know Emmanuel went to the restroom.
It wasn't even restroom. I had to cool off for a little because I was like,
Because you was mad.
No, I wasn't heated. It was like y'all were just like wilding out right now.
No, but it's more the fact that everybody's different, and the fact that the world looks at what's portrayed to the world through media as a standard upon black people. I don't stand for it.
But it's being pushed. There's certain
of course it is.
demographics of black people that is being pushed more than the
Why
other.
are they pushing
And
more?
that's what, exactly.
Why are they pushing more Sukianas than Sarah and Christina? Why are they?
But why are we putting that outfit on
Why are they
ourselves?
pushing more of the 21 Savages and
We
Young
have no
Durks
control
and everybody that talks about
over
violence of
that.
the Young Thugs
We do it.
compared to pushing the people that actually trying to get their life
Emmanuel,
together?
I know exactly what Emmanuel's gonna say. He's like,
No,
why are
let
we
him
streaming
say
it?
it.
Why are
Yeah,
we
yeah.
streaming it?
No.
Why?
it's-
Because
no.
Go ahead,
that
Emmanuel.
negativity.
No.
It's attraction.
Let's be honest. It feels good. Like,
They don't.
What feels good?
It's not even that. It's
When
like,
I'm listening
When you
to
listen
driving,
to the music.
when I'm driving, I'm not like
vibration
I'm not
of
trying
the-
to
yeah.
I'm not trying to hear
The
like
beat- the
People
beat-
are listening to the
beats
beat,
go
not the
crazy.
lyrics.
Like
The beats go
but
crazy, but when sometimes when
lyrics
you
go hard
really
as well.
tune into what they're saying, you're like, hold up.
It's
But
like,
we
yeah.
gotta be fair and be honest. Like
This is crazy.
We
Let's be honest.
consume the
It's-
music.
Like, let's be honest.
We consume
do.
the music.
There's a
Now I'm
Yeah.
ready to
I am
slide
old
on
school.
my ops, and I don't even
Yeah.
live that lifestyle.
The people that know me, that get in the car with me, I pay just maybe 10% of that, and 90% I play the Brian McKnights, the Joes, the Bobby Browns. I play.
I love
I'm a oldie.
That's up because this is
I-
I
might
love
not
the
know
oldest
that,
R&Bs.
though.
When
Me
you get
too.
in my car, no matter how you feel, heartbroken, happy, whatever,
Mm.
you getting old school R&B because that's when music.
And you
actually
gonna
meant
feel it
something.
regardless.
Exactly.
man, music still means something, y'all.
You gotta have a
Oh,
diverse
yes,
like.
Yeah.
Like,
You gotta
okay,
have a
so
diverse
this is. Do you know why
mindset.
I'm so
like, when it
passionate
comes to
about this?
music,
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can't
let
just-
Emmanuel
Do you know why
Emmanuel.
it gets on my nerves when y'all say stuff like this? Is because it's like,
Emmanuel
bro,
irritated.
like
got
I
it,
really
man.
am because it's like
That's why you step out.
Step out the
Go
room.
ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
because like
he's had it, huh?
as a musician who like creates that kind of music where
Then
like
you
we're
a
talking.
musician too?
Oh,
I thought you was a
Christine, let him
comedian. Sorry.
Damn, girl, you just calling me out like that. But yeah, I'm trying to be the Sudanese Jamie Foxx. That's what I'm trying to do.
All right,
Anyways,
I respect
even though I can't sing, but we gonna get that out of tune right. The truth of it is like it's just all perception. Like we're allowing ourselves to go with the narrative and run with it. At the end of the day, there's all that pieces of music all around us. But we pretend like, oh, Sukiyana and all them is because we allow ourselves to be brainwashed by what? The internet algorithm. I see this all the time. We're literally talking about something that's on the algorithm. How the fuck is Sukiyana in your conversation? Because she's never been in my conversation. But I do.
You can't escape that stuff, man. You
I
get
can't
online.
name
No,
one
no.
song
I
on
do
the song.
because it was so explicit.
I
Like,
cannot
not
name
a-
one
So
song.
badly. I never heard something like that in my life. Like for real.
It is what it is.
She said somebody tell Joe Biden I'm trying to suck on the president. What?
Oh.
Like what?
But you ain't never had.
That right there stuck with me because I was like, excuse me?
Did somebody tell Joe Biden though?
Take that back. I said, take that back right now. Take that back. Joe Biden didn't like that.
Uncle Joe. Sleepy Joe.
Emma, you're taking me
I said, excuse me? She said, no, that's exactly what she said. The exact words.
Let me continue with our
Emmanuel,
Anyways, go ahead.
Emmanuel said that music is great. What are you talking about?
I'm the comedian. I'm supposed to be doing the funny. These
said he loves-
niggas
bro,
got
he's
jokes all of a
skating right
sudden.
now.
They got
Ain't no jokes. Those are her exact words. exactly.
Y'all learned it from me. Y'all, let me just tell you, y'all terrible.
Hey, that's okay. 'Cause you the
And she
professional.
did like this. Look.
God.
If you see me, then I'm trying to.
y'all loud, because like, let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah.
No, we
Y'all
talking
love-
shit, but we know the words.
No,
Yes,
For
because
real.
it's good music. Let's be honest.
you can't forget it.
Yeah.
All right, Emmanuel.
Y'all keep playing like it's not good music. Like that's the problem.
The music is good.
What is good about it?
Stupid.
But listen, Emmanuel, you said it's good music. What to you?
It's fun. Like we gotta act like 1930s.
Life is not about fun.
What is wrong with you Africans in the serious
That's
shit?
funny, bro.
I swear to God. I'm telling you this
Did
episode.
this nigga say
I promise you-
1930s?
Real life consequences
Yo.
to this.
Hey,
Like,
Emmanuel.
but
Emmanuel.
you didn't say that when you 80.
When
Emmanuel.
they talk about getting back in blood,
Did you
you
say
don't think they're
1930s?
sliding behind that in
Yes.
real life.
One person at a time.
1930s.
1930s had
Hold on,
dirty
This
hold on.
lyrics.
nigga was talking about now. Watch me whip.
One voice.
Now watch me nay nay.
Dog, y'all don't understand that like music has always been fucking dirty. Like
Never.
Yeah, I agree.
Play games.
L.
Like,
I agree.
a lot of y'all don't know
For
music
the
history. That's the
way
problem.
Yeah, that's it's
Now
just
watch
like,
me, you.
Everybody judges like the next generation, the next generation, the next generation.
Y'all be acting like
Yeah.
No, but y'all can't. Now they're talking about.
So you can't
I
say
mean,
that
I know they've been talking
got
about
dirty
good stuff,
men.
but now it's like
It's
murdering,
consistently
killing,
dirty.
No.
addicted to
Y'all
pills.
remember that Freak Leak documentary?
Yeah,
like
that's
with
true.
the
because
like
even right now they're still talking in
90s.
analogies.
They was shaking their ass and like doing everything that people do now.
Yeah.
And so, but we judge so harshly this
Eating
generation.
ass
Yo.
But I
has been
understand what
here
you're
we
saying.
can't
I
act
understand what
like
you're saying.
it's not like helping with violence and like young kids seeing that and
Yeah.
like I'm gonna get it back in blood in real life, even though that might just be a song and
Yeah.
it's like he's not really out there sliding on his ops. There's real kids outside really listening to that
Time out,
music.
time out, time
Like
out. when is
amped up.
Sugiana and like what's called have ever talked about sliding on the ops?
We're not talking about them.
That's my real conversation.
Well, that's
It's
the man.
more
That's
than
more of
just
like
the
it's like a
Suki
social.
Because that shit is
social.
more fun.
That's gender. That's gender.
that shit is
there's
more
that.
fun.
Men talk
There's
about the violence. The
violence.
women talk about shaking their ass.
There's
and that-
degrading
yes,
women.
like
There's
sexual
many
activity.
elements to hip hop
But
that we
let's be
cannot
honest with
ignore.
ourselves here.
Even if
Ain't
we like
nobody
the
really
beat.
believe the shit.
Even
Yeah,
if we like the
that's like
beat,
a thing.
you
Yeah.
cannot ignore certain toxic
Here's the thing.
and
That's
people,
normal music.
young kids really like
Gravitate
acting
to
this
that.
stuff
They do
out.
get influenced
They're
by
really
that.
Yeah, they
popping
do.
pills.
And you act like
they're
that's not a
really,
thing.
Like sipping lean and doing all like they're really out here doing
Not
it.
sipping on
You
it.
ever slipped lean before?
No,
Shit's the worst thing you ever did in your life. Like I slipped lean one time.
like certain states.
Shout
like,
out
that
to
are
the state
people
of
are
Utah, the
really shooting each
YAK.
other and killing and like there's
Young
people
African-
really addicted to pills. There's real issues
And that's
here.
not our
That's
nature.
a
not
fact.
fun.
Yeah, that's
That is
not
a
our
lie.
nature.
That
That's
is our
not
nature. Don't play it.
Listen.
Nigga, we've been
Okay.
we've been
We've
killing
been
each
war
other.
and violence. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, but
They're doomed, bro.
Imagine, what you just said is
This guy said
correct.
our nature.
I grew up in Utah.
And
In Utah, there's a gang called YAK, Young African Killers. There's at least 2 handfuls that are in jail for life right now.
Yeah.
Off of murder.
It's real.
Can you corroborate this, Willie? Because you're from
Yes.
Utah.
Hey,
Okay.
Willie.
All right.
Oh, really?
Willie.
Like it's
Really
real
big
life.
on
Nah,
Hey,
Texas
hey.
thing.
Like
Willie,
when I
you come from Salt Lake, you understand 900 block. They're 900
Yeah.
South, 900
Like-
West. You already know.
like
Young
like
African what?
Young
Killers.
African Killers,
Can I
YAK.
make
Yeah.
a quick joke about it?
Nope.
that,
fuck your joke.
yo
I can't
No.
die with a nigga speaking Dinka to me.
Yo.
Peñamo, kra, 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 kra.
What do you mean? They're the
Yeah,
most
I'm-
gangsters.
I'm-
we come from a
I'm-
country with
I'm
real
sorry.
war. Like
I-
they was really bad.
Yeah,
You
let's
know,
go bad
don't-
real quick.
like, that's what they say. Sudanese have the stereotype of always
Queen.
fighting
Reel it in,
and
reel it
like
in.
there's
Queen,
real trauma.
Queen.
There's real war
Queen,
behind
Queen,
it. They're
Queen,
really about that
Queen,
life.
Queen,
Like
Queen,
so
I
when
know,
they
I
come
know.
here,
Queen.
it just amplifies
Queen,
what's
Queen,
already.
Queen, I know. It's just in my head. If I die from Dinka or a nigga that killed me off of Dinka, that was my cousin. Because
I'm screaming.
Oh my God.
Damn,
And
bro.
there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people who were in the hood who like made these gangs because there's other types of gangs. So like they made their gang, like their Sudanese gang, whatever, to protect themselves or whatever because they're in that lifestyle.
actually, let's really.
But you would
let's-
know more, so I want you to speak on it because I'm not in the
I mean,
But it's more the fact that outside of South Sudan
yeah.
and outside of where we grew up, you were born in South Sudan, North Sudan, wherever you grew up, coming to America, getting that sense of belonging
Mm.
and that sense of like righteousness, sense of like wantedness, and everybody's on the same mindset as you. Like I get it. And when you ride for your people, like when he said anything happens to him and his sisters, he gonna be the first one to make a move.
Mm.
Those people in that world, they feel that same like interaction. Anything happens to the people that I say I stand with, because you take a code, like you take a promise, you take an oath. If I say, Christina, I rock with you 100%, anything ever happened to you, I'm gonna stand right by your side. That's gang culture. So anything that happens to you in a disrespectful manner, I'm gonna address it accordingly.
Right.
And that's the biggest thing. Like, I get why our people kind of divert to it because it's
You're
more.
saying that village culture translates to gang culture.
It's more of a community sense.
Yeah.
And it's more of like bringing people together because end of the day, as humans, we have two necessities. We want to be wanted. We want to be cared for.
And to fit
Yeah.
in.
Like
That's
a
it.
belonging.
We want to belong.
Yeah.
We want to feel cared for. That's it. So if
I think
this
it's
is the only way that I feel like I'm belonged in, the fact that we got to wear a certain color, we got to act a certain manner, but the fact that everybody within this little area and this little culture, whatever it is, looks at me that same manner, I can understand it.
Yeah, that's
Do you
actually
think
true.
it's bullying
That's true.
too? Like in Nebraska, like a lot of
Bullying
a big
big time.
number of South Sudanese come, and then it's like they
But people
band
resort to it
together.
because they have no
I'm trying to
backbone.
understand, yeah.
A lot of people resort to gangs because they don't have that structure, that background.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
That backbone is if I knew I got the support that I needed outside of this,
Yeah.
I would never join it.
At all.
Right. And you can manipulate people to join anything if they
Correct.
don't have like a certain structure,
If
like
they get
background.
A support system as well
a
matters.
support
Yeah.
system's the biggest part out of it.
Yeah.
If you don't get no support, then it's not for you.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I sit here and I say, I want to join the ladies of Sosa because they love me. Ladies of Sosa could be the most toxic in the world, just hypothetically. You guys are not. But just say, hypothetically, you guys are the most toxic group in the world. But the fact that y'all show me support and love,
You're
I
gonna
would be more
gravitate.
inclined to stand and rock with y'all
yeah, it's like
till
your
my last
family.
days than
It makes
anybody
you-
else.
Doesn't matter
because
what the agenda
I can
is.
sit here
like
and I can
at
say
least I'm wanted
they
here.
rock with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
They
that's a
got
good
my
point.
back.
Emmanuel did make a good point because we were like, gang culture is not in our nature, and he was like, be serious.
Yes,
But
But
it
it's
is
true
when
because
you
we
go
have
back
like
home.
we have wars
Tribalism
based off
is-
tribalism.
no,
That's
tribalism
a
is
gang,
gang.
not a
There's-
gang.
there's
Tribalism is
Y'all know how many times I say, "Oh, I'm
rebellion
South
groups.
Sudanese," and people be like, "Ooh," I be like, "Ooh, what?" They be like, "Oh, y'all like
tribalism
to
is
fight."
gang culture.
Yeah, they have a
Excuse
stereotype. There's
me?
like Somalis
What you
and
bet?
South Sudanese. Those two people
You
at a
know
party,
what's even
they don't
crazy?
fight.
You know
I'm like, "No, we
crazy about
don't." They be like, "Yeah, y'all do."
With a
Listen.
sprinkle of alcohol, it's over.
Listen, it
Let me
doesn't
tell you
take
something about
much.
even saying this. This is even worse. It's every culture. Have you ever met country niggas? Like, they the same way.
They don't like
Country
city folk.
Like, even the country boys that I used to rock with.
They don't like city
Them
folk.
boys was wildin'. They would say some wild shit about chicken and everything else in between, right? And I would say stuff about how they was with their cousins and their sisters, right? This is fun. This is getting funny. But them boys, anytime somebody was saying something
Not their
weirdly
cousins and their
racist,
sisters, bro.
they were on their ass. They were like, "No, this my dog right here.
Oh,
Fuck you mean?
bro.
You're not finna play him like that."
That's my
If
dog.
they would
That's the
hear
biggest thing.
hear the Dixie flag or even see some crazy racist shit, they were on them boys even before we even had a chance to even see it
That's the
because
biggest-
it was like the community. Like that's
Facts.
the truth of it. Like if you're country, if you're black, if you're from the South, it is what it is. We're all innately going to be what's called village Negroes at the
Tribal,
end.
correct.
tribal minded.
So,
yeah,
Sarah, you
yeah.
done made a valid point. You said tribalism for us is kind of assimilated to the same like
It's gang culture.
mindset of gang culture.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I agree 100% because the fact that depending whatever tribe you is, and say whatever tribe that y'all don't really mess with, that's what you call your op.
Mhm.
And their characteristics,
And you're willing to
And there's
inflict
stereotypes
violence.
for different
not
tribes.
even
Yeah.
violence. You're willing to inflict prejudiceness.
Prejudice.
Yeah.
You're willing to protect like your own views on what
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah, you just the assumptions that were
The
given to you
assumptions
about
that you put
Yeah.
forward
like
without
these-
even knowing the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just
it's
because
the
you didn't-
extreme, and when it goes to
You've been
extreme
programmed.
measures, it can be violent.
Deadly.
Yeah,
Correct.
like
Deadly,
yeah, it
yeah.
can be deadly. Like,
And
and
it
that's
might be
what,
the last
that's what,
resort,
that's
but
what
it
tribalism
happens.
And then the
is,
biggest
has
part
done.
about it is when it comes to like comparison in gang culture, say one person from one culture, one tribe to another, say they murder, right? No matter the situation, now those two tribes and those two families and demographics
Conflict.
have a war that's unspoken of, whether it's spoken of or unspoken of, but it's more unspoken because people try to say, I'm over it.
And
but they-
each
Oh, yeah,
their
they carry on.
behaviors,
and each
and
tribe
their
has their
norms.
own narrative about what actually
Exactly.
happened. Like
yeah,
that, like
the
their own
narrative,
story.
Direct or
and their
indirect.
tradition behind
Yeah.
it.
Facts.
I can say, oh, my cousin was innocent, not knowing my cousin was a shithead.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And, there's
And everything my
pain
cousin did
because blood
was very
shed, like, people
enticing.
die, you know?
Everything my cousin did was very vindictive, and I'm not gonna say he deserved it,
Yeah.
but I can understand whatever the outcomes. If say my cousin's a violent person, he gets into a fight with somebody, and then my cousin ends up dying. I can't sit here and say, "Oh, y'all killed my cousin," not knowing the other end
But
of the
that's
story.
how it goes.
But then the
what you
families-
said a
Yeah.
valid point.
The
You're
families
gonna resonate with
exactly.
the side that you are
On.
More
resonate
familiar
with.
with.
And whatever side of the family you're on, they're gonna put their own, you can say, projective upon the issue, and that's the biggest problem because we really got to sit back as a whole and really divest within like saying I stand with my person compared to saying I stand with what's right.
Yeah.
I can stand with what's just.
The principle, yeah.
The principles behind, because I done lost family members to violence within the community, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you the family members that I done lost within the violence community, I'm like, I can see why they did it.
Yeah.
I can understand why.
Because
Because I know the family members that what they did and their behaviors and their culture and like their character, I can sit back and be like, yeah, that nigga did it.
I feel like the worst people thrive in
honest.
those type of situations.
Of course. But
The ones who want more violence are usually the more influential.
Of course, but then within our people, like we're gonna stand here and we're gonna try to stand 10 toes on something that we know 100% ain't correct. But we're gonna put our
It doesn't matter.
Loud
Yeah.
and wrong.
we put our lineage.
Loud and wrong.
We put our lineage. We done put our background, our family. We put all that on our backs and say, no, screw all that.
Yeah.
No, y'all killed my cousin. Not knowing your cousin and walked up on somebody with a knife or a gun.
Yeah.
They're just protecting themselves. The fact they protected themselves, your cousin died.
Yeah.
Like,
But that's what
you
that
gotta
lifestyle
be. You gotta be real
brings.
about
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
Can I
the
say
reality?
the
Go ahead.
best part of that situation is? You ever been with somebody that was on the opposite side?
Oh, all day,
Beautiful woman.
all day.
That's the best kind of love. I ain't gonna hold you. South Sudanese woman where the family beefing.
Listen,
What?
What?
I just wanted to add that on top of it.
his saying is, if y'all families got beef and you get a girl from the other side, she gonna love you better.
Yes, I'm saying Romeo and Juliet in Sudan. Let's get it popping.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what happened to them,
That's
right?
how we solve
You
the
know what
fucking
happened to them,
situation.
right?
Solve that.
Okay, I just want you to know.
Rollin' Nyandeng is
Yeah, what's
fire.
What is it? What's
Rollin' Nyandeng
Rollin'
is so
Nyandeng
good.
is Romeo and Juliet.
That is beautiful. That's how you end that situation.
that's crazy. But I mean, whenever we talk about
It's Christina and Lado.
and the culture, you know, Wani Sukeji.
The Wani and
Bring it to the
Christina.
Oh yeah,
side
yeah.
real
Sorry, you
quick,
gotta
you
bring
know.
the Equatorian, the like the Nuer,
The Nuers.
It's Chanquat
Nuer
and
and Dinka names are kind of
Nyakwat.
similar.
Yeah.
There's Dangs in there.
We could just do American. Randall and
Equatorians, we have like
Oh yeah,
yeah,
you know,
Christian
the
names
down.
like
Yeah.
Christine. But you know, my name is KG
Really?
too, so I'm very
Yeah.
proud of that.
It's KG and
I love
Wani.
that name.
Y'all,
Really,
what's
it
a
took
good?
me a
Hold
while
on,
to love it.
view like audience.
I'm about to
what's
start a
good name
sitcom.
for Romeo and Juliet, but
KG and Wani.
Let
KG
the
and Wani?
audience.
Yeah, let the
Pick
audience.
a
I feel
good
like it should just be
name.
Dang and Yandang. Like it's just
Yeah, that works.
it flows.
It flows.
Or what's the other one?
Chol and Nyan
No,
Chol.
Wani
No,
and
somebody
Sukeji
brought-
doesn't.
It's Wani and KG.
Wani and KG is cute.
Yeah, I think
All day.
Represent
I'll take it.
Represent the
Yeah.
Equatorian side. Okay,
That's
what?
crazy because my dad's name is Wani and I'm KG.
Yeah, that's cute. Y'all got.
We
that's
use the
cute.
same
That's
names
cute.
over and over.
I
and
love
over.
it. I love
But
it.
I feel like overarching, just to bring it back and wrap up the topic or whatever, it's just that like we want to make sure we're promoting things that's going to help our community and our culture and promote like healthy families and like, you know, stability. We ran from that back home. So we don't want to come back and like keep
Recreate.
that.
So-
Or
going.
actually
That's
start-
my
Can I ask a
piece.
question
That's my piece.
Yeah.
to everybody
Yeah.
that's here with us today? Like, what do you guys think? Just pick one part that y'all would love to change upon our culture for the better.
Tribalism and divisiveness.
I said
That's
one part.
what messed up
One.
our country to me.
Yeah.
And
One.
then,
You have to
hey,
pick one
within
and be
tribalism,
Thing.
can I ask
Yeah,
you guys just
it's
to
the
give
same.
us a little bit of like a description of how you'd want it to change?
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're here to learn from each other. We're here to grow from each other. We're here to try to move forward to the next step and build a better community, right?
Yeah.
So with us building a better community, how do we take initiative within ourselves, within our circles, within our friends and everything else that we could say, hey, I can sit here and I can say, for me, I want to push the narrative of the fact that not every tribe's the same.
Mhm.
And I want to push the narrative of saying like, we're all South Sudanese and we need to learn to be amongst one each other, because if we don't learn from each other, then we just disagree from each other. And I don't want to sit here and say, oh, I don't know you. I don't agree with what you want to believe in because we're from different tribes, even though everything we're saying is linear. I want us to be on the same mindset of, as people, the fact that if I could sit here and I could converse with you and I could have a conversation, I want you to understand that my views are my views and your views are your views, and my views can change after listening to your views and your views can change after listening to mine. We want to learn from each other. We want to grow from each other. Because if you don't grow, then you stagnate, and you don't want to be stagnant in this world.
Period.
So
What about
that-
you, Emmanuel?
Absolutely.
We'll all
You're
go
either
around.
getting
Yeah, we
better or
can
you're
answer
getting
that.
worse.
Let's all
There's
go
no.
around.
there's no
Okay,
middle.
KK, I like that.
Or whoever's
Okay.
ready.
Okay, KK.
So whoever wants to be next,
I think a start of that is like this platform.
Mhm.
Like,
it is.
opening the doors for everyone to give their perspective. It's not a platform where we control who says what. It's like everybody has a right to say what they want to say.
Yeah.
And
Any tribe,
any individual, wherever you live,
any age, like we
age
don't
group,
discriminate.
yeah, we don't discriminate.
Like,
We want to hear what you want to
So
say.
how do you move forward from discrimination? Like, how would you want to move forward?
wait,
Sarah?
let everybody answer their one
Sarah
point
was talking.
first.
Sarah, how would you want to make a change within our people?
With the
Your one thing that you feel like could.
Well, okay, so like obviously having representation,
Mhm.
media, like actually showcasing the perceptions of South Sudanese people. We're all from different tribes here, right?
Facts.
And like we're all walking different walks of life, and we're showcasing like how we feel about. And there's people who are gonna resonate with what you say, Willie, Emma, Christine, Emmanuel, KK. Somebody's gonna resonate with that. So like showcasing that, and then opening the door for more conversation, and then also let's let go of the crab in the barrel mentality in the South Sudanese community. And like I feel like a lot of times like people either want not necessarily gatekeep, but if they see somebody like doing something, their first instinct is like they'll support you, but then there's also going to be a lot of people who want to like why critique and critique is fine,
Not constructive.
but like
Yeah.
sometimes it's not constructive. It's
Facts.
more like, oh, get this out of here. Why? Because they're not used to it. They don't understand it, and it's like we want you out of here. But they're okay with other people in that
Cultures.
other cultures
Yeah.
in that same space.
Mhm.
It's okay if they do it, but if it's a South Sudanese person, what are y'all doing? Yeah,
Mhm.
right. Like the gatekeeping. Let's all support each other, and we can all grow and become like the diaspora that we need to
Correct.
be, and then we can go back to South Sudan and build it even better.
Facts.
So that's just
Thank you for that, Sarah. How about you, Miss Christina, or Miss Emma,
Yeah.
or
my
Willie?
God, whoever.
Whoever wants to go next. What would you want
Your one
go.
thing
No,
to be
for
the
our
change within
community.
ourselves?
Yeah.
No, like
it could be simple.
what I would say is like if you're a Sudanese person, like you're gonna go through, like you're not always gonna have Sudanese people around you when you go through whatever like you want to pursue. You're gonna be there by yourself, and so like the world is taught to hate you, and your skin tone or whatever. You know what I mean? But you do not internalize that. Don't make that like a you problem. It's a them problem. You cannot change the world, but you can only change your own perception of how you view things and how you understand things. And so, like, when you work on yourself, you will see those motherfuckers. Sorry for cussing.
Yeah, you good.
they're like, no.
It was necessary.
No. Like that hate themselves and they want to like project on you.
Yeah.
You just push them aside. You keep moving forward. You know what I mean? Like you don't even waste your time with
Yeah.
them. You know, because when you go back and forth and you let like somebody who hates themselves make you like not sleep at night, they're winning. You know what I mean? Like no, you move on and you have to believe in yourself, no matter what it takes. Like if you have to go look in the mirror and just tell yourself that you're worthy or
I
whatever,
wish I had these conversations.
do that.
as
You know what I
a
mean?
kid.
And thanks for bringing that up because like as an adult you can do that. But like if you have kids, please preach it to them. Preach to them how they're worthy, how they're like they should be proud of who they are, how they can do whatever that they want to do. You know what I mean? Like this whole gang violence thing, like is just like it's an insecurity issue. When somebody has to walk around with a gun, it's because they feel. I'm not gonna talk negative, but like to me, it just feels like you feel like you have to.
Protect, like there's something
You're
different.
trying to cover something up
Yes.
that you feel.
Yeah.
So I would say
Yeah,
for me, it's gonna be
So
as,
but like like to close it down, it's like it's on you to preach life into yourself, to preach because nobody else is gonna do it. Our parents are not gonna do it. They didn't grow up in a situation that was diverse. Everybody was black around them, so they don't know.
No,
You
for
know?
real.
So you have to do that for yourself, and then go through the world like I'm the shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm,
So, yeah.
I'm gonna preach open-mindedness and freedom into our people. Like traditions do not chain us. Traditions are traditions to uphold us and push us forward. They are the shoulders that we stand upon, not the shoulders that hold us back and keep us in the same level. We don't want to be buried into the advancement of the rest of the world. We want to be able to push forward. We're the height of Africa for a reason. That means our traditions are above a lot of other people. So as we do that, we can stop it and then continue on to be better. That's it. So let's look forward and not look back. That's what I say.
Emma, you got something you want to say?
Emma?
Be real. Be saying
One
your shit.
thing we
Yeah.
could.
Say whatever you feel.
I'm the only one in here with a kid, so
Hey, hey. It's all right. Speak
Yeah.
your truth.
Tell us.
We want to really understand.
Speak
your
for the
point of view,
mothers.
how you want to live
Mhm.
your life within our community. Please speak your truth.
How you want to raise your kids?
where are you going?
To the bathroom, but we don't wrap it up. We addressed this earlier.
We probably should have
Let it
went
go.
to
Let it
we
go.
probably went to KK first.
It's cool.
I
They
started.
already said their point. Yeah, Emma,
I
and then
started.
we wrap it up. Yeah, we go. You good? Hey, Emma,
Listen.
come on.
Okay.
Miss Emma, how
I'm
would
glad you
you,
call him out though.
Miss
'cause-
Emma, what's your one thing that you
Dog.
really want to put to the world, being a Sudanese woman in this world with a child? Because we want to hear your perspective, because you're not the only one doing this. There's more that can resonate with you.
Come on, interviewer.
Okay, if I can, yeah, no.
I heard him say. I heard him
Hey.
say Men of Sosa earlier.
No.
Started
I
to
am
branch.
here, 10 toes down, representing the
Okay,
ladies of Sosa.
um,
No, you killed it. You did that.
10 toes down.
We appreciate you.
I agree with everything you said. I feel like it was everything I feel like I have to say. Speak positivity into your kids. I didn't have that at all.
And what's the difference it's
My
made in
parents
you?
grew up in a place where everyone around them was black. So when I told them what I was going through in school, they looked at me like, okay, like, what's the problem? I will never forget. I remember like it was yesterday. I told my mom, this kid on the bus is bullying me so badly. Like, I don't even want to be here anymore. I don't even go to school anymore.
Yeah.
And she looked at me like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to do?
Miss
And
Emma,
I felt so lonely in the world for the first time ever. And it's the saddest thing in the world.
I get you, Miss Emma. So,
That's
Yeah.
real.
what would be your advice to the younger
You
generation?
just said
Hey,
it. Talk
listen,
to your kids.
listen.
Yeah.
to the younger generation, to younger you
Yeah.
right now,
Yeah.
that's going through everything you're going through. What would be your words of encouragement?
All I ever wanted to hear out of my parents' voice is, you're beautiful. That's literally all I ever wanted to hear. I didn't hear it.
So give that.
And
message,
I don't blame them.
Give that message to the young ones.
That's
Let
Yeah.
them
That's
know.
what you're
Yeah.
doing with your daughter.
I'm doing that with my kid.
There you go.
But I don't blame my parents at all. Like, I
That's
don't blame
real.
them at all. Like, I went through what I went through. I lived and I learned. Thank God I learned. Like,
course.
for real. But if I could have heard that when I was 6 years old, my whole life would have been different. But yeah, it was
You
trauma.
had to learn it for yourself.
Yeah, I feel
Yeah,
you.
I had to learn for myself. Thank God I learned for myself because as we speak today, I have someone who I lost recently who passed away from suicide.
Mhm.
And
Trigger warning.
more than likely, all she needed to hear from her own freaking parents is, I love you, you're beautiful. Literally as simple as that.
Listen, I get you.
Yeah.
And-
But
I come from a background where I
Yeah.
lost a brother of mine. Not my blood brother, but it's a brother I grew up with my whole life.
yeah.
Suicide.
Yeah.
And it's more the fact that
A
a lot
big
of people, my
Mhm.
views on suicide before him,
Yeah.
I could tell you I was on the polar end of it.
Yeah.
I said, if you're suicidal, you're the most selfish person in the world,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. And now I get the more the facts that, like, if you are really in that mindset,
Yeah.
the fact that you really want to, that you consider taking your own life,
Mm-hmm.
your hurt has been really carved into you,
Yeah.
that you need as much support as you can get. And that's just the reality of it. Like, us humans, we have to be more empathetic towards people.
Yeah.
Our own judgments and how we feel and how our views are not the views of somebody that's living it. Like, I can sit here, I can speak on Sudanese women all I want. I will never have the perspective of being a Sudanese woman
The
to
Yeah.
experience.
understand.
Yeah. And we
But-
won't have the experience of men as
Exactly.
well. So it's like
Yeah.
good to understand
So
each
That's
other.
why we
anybody,
bring
anybody in this
Yeah.
world that is feeling like they're not worthy, that
Yeah.
they're not good enough, that they're not pretty enough, whatever it is, that they are a curse on the world, understand this. A motto that I live by: you have to be you to be
To be
beautiful.
beautiful. And I
Yeah.
love when you say that.
I love
Yeah.
when you say that.
I
You
love
gotta,
it.
you gotta be yourself. Like, you
It's
really
such a
gotta
good
understand. You gotta
affirmation.
Yeah.
take in this comfort of yourself, because the world does love you,
Yeah.
but you gotta love yourself for the world to love you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Self-love.
100%.
my condolences
Love
on
it.
your
Self-love.
Yeah.
on
Love
your
that.
loss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But understand what you're saying, especially for people that do got kids. Speak more
Mm.
life into your children, because you never know the world's gonna be. You never know what you got.
Yeah.
Your child
And
can
have
be the-
grace for our parents too,
Facts.
because
Yes.
the culture
The
is not
generation.
very
It's not very forgiving.
It's,
Yeah.
and like the emotional showing love, hugging, I love you, like that.
You don't get
is
that.
not necessarily.
We're quick
how
to
they were
criticize it
raised.
because and we have a right to like question and challenge.
Yeah, we're
but
trying to
we
change
should
it,
also
yeah.
like understand like
Yeah,
where they came from.
grace.
Yeah.
Things that
Right.
we see now they'd have never seen before.
And maybe
Correct.
they
So
didn't
it's
get
new.
that from their parents,
Yeah.
which is why,
Empathy,
yeah.
they
Empathy,
can't
yeah.
give that to
Yeah.
us
Yeah.
because.
But okay, can we ask you the real conversation of like, because like I've had family members who've had that situation happen. I committed suicide, and I remember the reaction was like, I think there was a selfish reaction, but for
Yeah.
you to give grace and you to give a gift to your friend who did have that situation
Yeah.
happen, they chose to self transition.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say the S word because
Yeah.
I just don't.
Yeah.
you
No,
know what
it's
I'm
a
saying?
trigger warning. Yeah.
It is. It's like when you choose to self transition, it's one of those things where you had that, like that unmitigated, like understanding that you feel like you're a burden to the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And for you to sit here and say like you've been through that, what's your gift? One thing that you would wish you would have been able to say, or you're gonna say to somebody who's feeling like that right now.
or even your friend.
I'll tell you, my
Yeah.
own friends, I'll tell you, for me and losing a few people in my lifetime to suicide, like it's more
He
the
did.
fact that I tell my friends, like, I care for you. I
Mhm.
want you to know that you are appreciated. Because this world is tough. This world is not the most friendly place. We all live within our own consciousness of like what's going on through your mind on a daily basis is different than what I got going on. You might look at the world as happy and pretty, and I can look at the world as sad and sorrow.
Yeah.
And the biggest thing is you are appreciated. There's people that do care for you in this world, and we want you to be your best version. And that's my message to anybody that's
we
going
love you.
through it that I would care for. Like I would tell you, hey, whatever you got going on, just understand that I like this world a lot more with you in it than you without it.
Yes.
And you're not
Yeah.
a you're not a
No, for real.
burden.
You're
Simple
not
as
a-
You're
that.
not a
Yeah.
burden.
I
Because
like-
you know a lot of the people think that committing suicide is selfishness.
I used to think that way,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Then,
And it's like they feel like they're a
burden.
they're a burden. So it's like having that graciousness
Which
for
is,
it.
which
Yeah.
is
loss.
like, if you think about it, it's like it's a really messed up way to think about things because somebody's going through so much pain, and usually we know
Correct.
that these people are like the most unselfish people, right? And you're like,
Facts.
Yeah.
and they're going through so much pain where it's like the pain is too much. I'd rather not be around anymore. Like
But-
it's like
That's
Thank
the
you.
most unselfish thing
like,
that you
that's-
can do.
And us
that's
being,
like, you know,
Yeah.
that's like that's a crazy level of pain that somebody's going through. And
Yeah.
they feel like
Facts.
there's no
it's not
way
even
out.
close to selfish.
It's like
Yeah.
they'd rather not exist than
Yeah.
go through what they're going through.
yeah.
No.
You know,
but
so
us
it's
If
being
like-
I
on
was
the
to
other end of-
say
Go ahead, Emma.
to my
Mm.
friend who, you know, who has
Has
passed,
transitioned.
I would have changed my whole life to be there for you for 1 second. Like, damn.
Go ahead, let it out, let it out.
If we all had to,
Keep it real, let it out.
if we all had to take turns taking care of you or being there for you, I would have did it. Even if I had to get off of my night shift, I work night shifts. Man, talk about crazy. It's even hard to be there for a kid. I don't even know how I do it, but I do it. So like, even if I had to like get off of my shift, take care of my kid, and then get back to you, and then go to work, I would have did it. I would have
100%.
did it just for you to be here.
That is so
We
sweet.
miss you.
beautiful.
We miss you.
Hey, you good.
Yeah.
Listen,
We miss you. Like
you got
That-
you got a
that's a
strong
beautiful message.
foundation behind you and helping you with everything you got going through. So if you ever need anybody that's here on this panel and outside this panel, just understand there is support because it is more difficult. The fact that all of us, we can't sit here and say
Mhm.
we're in the same situation. We ain't got no kids,
yeah.
and having a child,
Manuel,
And
please
be-
don't
and
make me
be-
cry.
Goddamn.
being
Yeah.
a mother, and understanding because
Everybody relates to
I know a little bit
Yeah.
more about you than the rest of the world does. Being a mother in your position, you're doing great. So don't let that knock you.
killing.
Just
Yeah.
keep pushing because at the end of the day, there's always a brighter day.
Yeah. No, for real.
And to
So
just
when it-
end on my one thing, because we're getting emotional, the only thing I would say is we miss the community. Like, I know everyone's like,
So
you
support is
know,
key.
yeah.
we miss the community. When we first came here, we depended on each other so much because we were fresh
That's all we had.
immigrants.
That's
all
so
we
we
had.
really relied on each other. And that helped us growing up to know who we are in this country. that
We
sense
met
of
each other through
community.
community.
Yes,
That's
like
how we know each
when
other.
everyone was living in apartments and everyone would have birthday parties or stuff at people's house, and it would be like 60
real.
people
It
in a
was fun. It
2-bedroom.
was so
and,
fun.
Like that was the community that we missed. Where we play outside, where we didn't have nothing, but we had each other.
Yeah.
And like that's how I learned Arabic. I never been to Sudan, but I know like my culture. Like we used to always joke as kids, like our Sudanese life on the weekends, and then our American life
during the
Monday through Friday at school and
Yeah.
stuff. And that and we don't have that no more. My brother, I'm older than him. He didn't have that because the community, like as we started to progress, which is great, and grow, we've kind of like got kind of
Shifted,
Hollywood
yeah.
for a minute, but now it's like.
Let's
There's
come
No,
back.
not even Hollywood. Just going into different things
life,
that is
and
not
it's like
good.
there's
That's not
nowhere
healthy.
where you're gonna
Yeah.
belong, like with your people,
Yeah.
and no matter what, like we have to bring it back. And it doesn't matter what tribe you are, or where you're from, where you're at in life. That community is what we need. We need churches. We need businesses. We need to build our community. When I look at like the Ethiopians, like they're a great example for business that we can emulate. We cannot compete with each other. We have to collaborate.
Yeah.
And that's the whole purpose of Ladies of So we want to shine a light on businesses and people who are doing stuff in the community so that we can support each other and grow. Because South Sudanese people are some of the smartest people that I know. When I talk to the women, it's like, wow, like you're amazing. Like I'm so inspired. When I talk to the men, like the vision, like it's not just the sports or the modeling or whatever. Like that's great because we kill that too and don't ever play with us. But when it comes to like education and stuff like that, I'm good. Am I crying?
No.
But nah, like let me land. When it comes to like education, like we are amazing, dope people. There's so much to us. You see us everywhere now. When it comes to like when you go to the mall, you'll see like a South Sudanese person. Like, but now we're giving us a voice. Yeah. And I want us to build. We've been here too long to call us out. We've been here a long time. We've grown up here. I came here at 4 years old. Like, I'm not going to say how old I am now. But I've been here for a minute.
How old are you? Come on, let's hear it.
Long enough.
What year were you born?
I ain't that old, but I'm still
older than her.
What year were you born?
She was from the 1900s, as these young kids will say.
All I'm saying is South Sudanese.
The late 1900s.
I'm calling us out in the diaspora. We don't have no restaurants. I'm talking about Dallas. I don't know about I know other cities like Phoenix. Some places they have businesses, but where is our churches? Where is our businesses? Where are we building for us, by us? Like we had James with the tax service. Like we need more.
And we need to start supporting that.
Yes.
Like not only just them building it, we as South Sudanese, we need to like support and be there for them because like a lot of times we just like they have to rely on other resources to sustain themselves.
Exactly.
Where they have a community. We are their community and like we just need to like uplift each other, support each other. And like whatever you guys are doing out there,
share it.
If
you
we
have
will
a
support
business,
you guys. We'll
let us know.
Yes, we will literally post you guys on our page, our stories. Like we really want to support our community.
We want a network.
Yes.
If you're looking for a barber, we got this person in this state. If you're looking for like a restaurant, if you're looking for someone to do your taxes, if you're looking for someone in logistics, like we want to create a network to where you could reach out to people from your community to support them. And that's how we grow. So that's it. That's what we're here for.
That's
it got
really
emotional.
It got a little.
And we always make magic happen.
Can I speak something into existence?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Soon we will have a Ladies of Sosa event where we're going to have Ladies of Sosa comedians, Ladies of Sosa business owners, Ladies
artists.
of Sosa
Hey.
channel.
What about
You about that?
Speak it into
we need some gentlemen of Sosa, you know.
I like.
I mean,
Hey.
we're here.
Honest truth.
We love.
I
we
can
want
sit here.
men and women, everybody.
If you're
Yeah.
Really,
The
we can say
kids.
that all we want, but I got to give a shout out to the Ladies of Sosa and also all
Straight up.
South Sudanese women
Amen.
for giving enough grace and giving enough space for South Sudanese men to actually finally open up about certain topics. And any other men out there, if you do really want to get into this, not even get into the space, but if you really want to voice your opinion, please feel free to reach over to the Ladies of Sosa on all platforms because
Like yo,
they are open ears and they are here to actually listen, whatever background, whatever your opinion is. I could sit here, me and Emmanuel off the last little joint, they didn't judge us and said conservative and liberal.
I did too, but guess what? I'm
They're
still
gonna
sitting
love
here with
y'all.
them. I'm still
But when
sitting
you
here.
sit around and you really understand the person for who they are and how they really carry themselves, like,
This is a
thank you,
family.
ladies.
Respect.
I
know,
truly
for
want to say
real.
thank you, ladies, for really giving us a space that a lot of black men don't have, which is a safe space for us, just really just to be ourselves.
Thank you for creating the household of Sosa.
The household, not
The
even the ladies.
household.
The household of Sosa.
It's a
Because
platform,
without you guys,
definitely.
Safe space.
For all of
we
us.
would not be
Safe
sitting here
space.
talking to you
Yeah.
guys how we talk.
Yeah.
We would not be sitting here engaging how we engage. And
At
this
all.
conversation's
Mhm.
real.
Mm.
So thank you. I want to give y'all flowers.
Shukran.
Thank you.
Shukran.
Guys.
Thank you, Afwan.
Thank you guys. We
Yeah,
appreciate
and
y'all.
thank you so much to our Sosa fam all
Yes.
around the world,
Yes.
social media, all our platforms. Make
Like and
sure
subscribe.
like, subscribe,
If you want to
comment.
be a part of the panel and you're in the Dallas area, if you have something to say, we're willing to give you a seat at the table.
Or send
yeah.
us a video, a voice note, a
Yeah,
message,
everything.
anything.
Like,
with,
any way you want to express your opinion, we are
Mhm.
here.
and when you
So-
comment, we might screenshot you and put you on the show. So just
Okay.
like-
Well,
If it's negative, hey, if your comment is negative, full up, nigga.
Period.
No,
That's
literally,
it.
like,
Boyum, what's his name?
Oh yeah. Oh boy.
Oh, boy, pulled
yeah.
up. Boy,
Literally
pulled
pulled
up.
up. Yeah.
Yeah, a boy
Period.
pulled up.
Thank you guys so much
Thank
for
you, guys.
watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
Do you guys want to say goodbye entry one more time?
They
so
know
everybody-
us now, but I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, we can run it.
Let's run it. Real quick. Emma, give us
Emma,
some
one
social
more
media.
time.
Real quick.
Hi, it's Emma Lier, East African Queen, 3 underscores on Instagram.
Yeah. Willie Lokiro, Willie Fast _ on Instagram.
It's DJ K-Dub, Saturday Night Slow
Stop.
Jam.
Stop it.
Stop it.
Follow me on the Instagram
I
at
can't.
the real Koyam, KOYOM, the real, and then on TikTok at Koyam. Also, shout out to my boy Emmanuel. He might come on next. Shout out to the ladies of Sosa, and shout out to Willie and Emma for being here. I really care about everybody. Last but not least, I gotta get my regular voice back. That's how y'all can get.
All right.
I was gonna do the D voice shit and be like sexual with it, but I ain't gonna do that because
Can y'all comment whose is better? Emmanuel.
Emmanuel.
A real attempt.
Emmanuel, AMANUAL at everything, but my Instagram is Emmanuel _comedy, and I promise you, I will be the first Sudanese person to come out with a sitcom.
Her.
Yes, we see
Yes,
it.
Her.
Can Ladies of Sosa produce it? Let's put it in.
Let's get it poppin'.
And the ladies of Sosa, can you guys please introduce yourselves? Because y'all was not in the last episode. Just give
We're
yourself-
Ladies of Sosa.
And then outside of being
Are
ladies of
the
Sosa,
ladies of
who are you personally?
You said what?
Who are you personally?
Yes.
We're
the OGs that know.
We've been doing
Hey.
this. Okay, so we've been doing this for a little while. We relaunched recently, which our last 2 episodes, which was Wires, How to Use People Not Dating Each Other.
Because we
Oh,
got
yeah.
3, then 1. Yeah, this is gonna be 5. This is gonna be 5. Yeah.
So we had a couple episodes under our belt, and we really are behind the scenes for the most part, but we're on the camera right now.
Yeah,
so.
we're outside.
Yeah, so
So give us your names. Give us your names, your signs.
Oh, my name is Sarah. I'm a Leo. Yeah,
My name
August
is
baby.
Christine, KG. A lot of people in the community know me as KG, and I'm Cancer. So if you see me crying,
And then,
that's
hey,
why. But don't get it messed up.
last but not
Still
least,
got that dog in it.
Hey.
You feel me? Still got that
Hey.
dog in it, you know?
yeah, y'all was on us the last couple episodes. Last but not least, is y'all single or is y'all not for the men that are
Okay,
out
see
there
that's
watching?
doing too much. Yeah, stay tuned for the next
No,
episode.
answer the question.
For that answer, we'll answer the next
Answer
episode.
the
Stay
question.
tuned.
Bye, guys.